Guys, thank you so much again for purchasing our workbook. I'm so happy that you're working on your English, and I feel that we've given you a lot of information in each section, but I also feel that tenses is one of the hardest topics in English. It would really be helpful if we would go over them together in a short video. I'm going to clarify some things for you. I'm going to give you more examples so that you feel more confident with them. If that's still not enough, we have a separate tenses course. If you would like to take part in it, go to LinguaTrip's Instagram account. It's going to appear right here. Go over there and ask our managers when is the next intake. But yeah, here we go with the tenses. We're not talking about all of the tenses. There are 12 tenses in English. And if you add conditionals and other stuff, there's even more. We're talking about 5 most basic tenses, because if you want to sound, well, if you want to sound proficient, you would want to learn all 12 of them. But if you want to sound right, if you want people to understand you, I would focus on these 5 tenses. We're going to start with, well, and yes, a lot of them sound very simple, but there are some cases when things are not that easy. So, present simple, your basic tense. Let's take a look at it. We use this tense to talk about rituals, habits, things that happen regularly, like I go to school every day, I make videos for my YouTube channel every week, every year we go to Canada for Christmas. And what you've noticed is this word every, which symbolizes a habit, which symbolizes a regular action. So whenever you see a sentence, whenever you want to say something about things you do regularly, and you use every day or weekly or daily or every day at 5 p.m. So whenever you have those words, whenever you have that context, you use present simple. We also use it for true statements, like my mom has a Twitter account, I have an Instagram, I don't like to eat frozen yogurt, I don't like to take bus, I like to take Uber. These are our true statements. Let's move on to the next section of our table, general truths. And this is, known facts. Water freezes at 0 degrees. The earth evolves around the sun. Like, all of those general truths are present simple. One thing that you have to be careful about, scheduled events. For example, the airplane leaves tomorrow. And yes, we have tomorrow here, which indicates future for you, for your brain. But because this is a scheduled event and you cannot do anything about it, like the airplane leaves at 5 p.m. tomorrow and there is nothing you can do because it's scheduled. And that's why you're going to use present simple here. So other examples include classes start at 9 a.m. The shop closes at 10 p.m. So you cannot do anything about it. It's just the way it is. The way we build present simple is we have an object, I, you, she, he. Then we have a verb. And don't forget that whenever we're dealing with singular subject, a verb gets an S in the end. I work, but he, she, it works. Many people forget it, and this is a very bad mistake. Our helping verb in this tense is do. And if we want to build a negative sentence, we use this verb and we use not. I do not like it. And whenever we have singular object, do turns into does. He does not like it. She does not like it. And whenever we build a sentence, do or does go into the first place. Do you want some ice cream? Does he want to go to school tomorrow? Pretty easy, right? Let's move on to the next tense. It's past simple. Past simple is when we talk about an action in the past and we really care about that action. We don't care about the result. I went to school. Doesn't matter what happened because I went to school. We just focus on that past action. I ate pizza for lunch. We're focusing on an action. We're giving some details to this action. So whenever you see an action plus details, this is probably past simple. We went to France last year. These are all great examples of past simple. We also use past simple for repeated actions in the past. I watched Sex and the City every day when I was 17 years old. I went to London 5 times before the age of 18. And all of those repeated actions, past simple again. Also, when we have a particular time in the past, this happened 2 years ago. We first came to the United States in 2013. This is again past simple. Don't forget there are marker words that are given at the end of your table, like yesterday, the day before yesterday, ago, a week ago, a month ago, the other day, once, when. These are all marker words for past simple. How do we build past simple? We have a verb that only get ed in the end. So I worked, he worked, you worked. And this is a simple verb. We also have irregular verb. For example, he went, right? Go, went, gone. She went. We have regular verbs and we have irregular verbs that you have to learn. Go, went, gone. See, saw, seen. Or an example of regular verbs, love, loved, loved. Let's move on to future simple. And remember, we've already talked about future events in present simple. When they're scheduled, we tend to use present simple. When do we use future simple then? Future simple is a good tense to use when we're making plans about the future and making assumptions about the future, which means that we're like 90% sure that things are gonna happen. She will go on a class tomorrow. Yes, she kind of scheduled that, but we cannot be 100% sure about other people's actions. So she will go on a class tomorrow. She will come to my birthday party. So 90% that she's coming, but things come up and she can cancel. Spontaneous decisions. For example, you're sitting in a restaurant and you say, I'll pay, which means a spontaneous decision. The bill just came in and you made this decision right away. Or, I will come with you, yeah, or I will help you. You know, some situation where out of the blue you decide to do something. You're walking, you see your friend, he tells you that he's going to a museum and you're like, oh yeah, I'll go with you because I don't have anything important to do this evening, so I'll join you. This is a spontaneous decision. We use future simple for promises, agreements, and invitations. Will you come to my party? Is an invitation. I promise I will keep your secret. This is a promise. An example of agreements, you had a conversation and you're like, okay, I will call you tomorrow to continue this. So you agreed on continuing this conversation. And this is another example of using future simple. The helping word with this tense is will, and words that will indicate future simple for you are tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, later, someday, in the 22nd century, etc. Everything that relates to future. But remember, there is also present simple that is used for future events. Let's go on to present progressive, or you might also know this tense as present continuous. It is used for something that is happening right now. I am recording this class right now. My mom is walking with Emily right now. He's playing a new video game right now. So whatever is happening right now is present progressive. And we also use this tense for planned future events, just like present simple. So it's up to you what you would use. You can say the airplane leaves at 5 p.m. You can also say the airplane is leaving at 5 p.m. Both versions are correct. I'm taking my first French class on Tuesday, or you can also say I take my first French class on Tuesday. So it's up to you, whatever you use. Both are correct for planned events. And the way you build this tense is you use your helping verb to be, and you add an ing in the end of your verb. I am planning, I am going, he is playing, we are doing. And signal words for this tense are all the words that indicate present moment, which is right now, look, like look, he's playing the piano, at the moment, listen, etc. And the last but not the least, and again, this is not a complete list of all the English tenses, we have a lot more, but we just wanted to focus on these 5 most important tenses here in this workbook. So present perfect. Present perfect is a present tense because it focuses on present results of past actions. So compare these two. I've already had lunch, which equals I am not hungry. I ate pizza for lunch. Here we use past simple because we focus on details of a past event and we don't really care that we are not hungry right now. We're just, we care about what you ate for lunch. Again, present simple, we focus on present results. Past simple, we focus on an action in the past. If we look at the examples that you have here in the table, I've seen this movie before. The important thing in this context is that you don't want to go to the movie theater once again to see it because you've seen it. You've seen this movie before. This is a result. We have never tried their pizza, which means, okay, we can go and try it now. So it's all about the result. It's all about our present state because of past actions. We also use this tense for changes over time. So lately, she has become more interested in arts. So whenever we have this progress in the past, which leads to, again, to a result in the present, because she's more interested in arts. This is present perfect. He has deactivated his Facebook account. Again, this is an action in the past, probably took some time, and now he doesn't have it. And whenever you have an experience or an achievement, you care about its result in the present tense, use present perfect. I have graduated from Stanford. Equals, I'm a Stanford graduate. He has not received his PhD yet. Equals, he doesn't have a PhD. This is why we use present perfect here. We also use it for actions that started in the past and still continue or has just ended. Jim has finished all the homework for the day. That means he started doing his homework at 5 p.m. It's 9 p.m. already and he finished it, which means he's done with his homework. So basically the rule is all the same. When we care about the result in the present, it's all present perfect. And the last but not the least, action happened in the past, but it affects the present. I have started learning English to have more opportunities, which means your English is better right now. And marker words, ever, never, since, already, yet. So far, for all my life today, like all those words tell you that it's time to use present perfect. That was it for me. Of course, the most important thing with tenses is to practice them. Try writing something, like a small Instagram post. Try creating a story using those tenses. The next time you're talking about scheduled events, try to use present simple or present progressive. The next time you're talking about actions that have results in the present, use present progressive. Oh, sorry, present perfect. And again, practice, practice, practice. You can find more exercises in our tenses course. And yeah, thank you so much. Please continue working with your workbook. We also have some exercises there.